Hi, Joe Metzler here with Cambria Mortgage. Hey, we all know the real estate and mortgage markets are very different today compared to less than a year ago, and that's kind of been freaking people out quite a bit, especially with the higher interest rates. But it's more than rates that have changed. The crazy market has gone. By that I mean a house being listed, then selling in a few days with multiple offers, not allowing you any inspections, no seller paid closing costs, no anything. So let's do a little bit of math on then versus now. Okay, so let's do a comparison of then versus now. Then March of 2022, now November of 2022. Going back into March, the 30-year fixed rate was about 4.75%. That would work out to an APR of about 4.832%. Today, a 30-year fix is about 7.125%. That works out to an APR of about 7.244%. Okay, so let's take a sample house. Agent lists the house, puts it on the market for $210,000. Okay. Today, same thing, puts the house on the market for $210,000. Well, now we're going to start showing some differences. So back in March, you probably would have put the house on the market. It probably would have sold in 3 or 4 days, would have had multiple offers, 10, 15, 20 offers we've seen. And easily somebody would have probably went $40,000 over asking price, giving a sales price of $250,000. Also at that time, the market, because it was so competitive, in order to win a offer on a house, you probably did no inspection. Right? If there were any repairs needed on the house, the sellers probably would not fix anything. And then if you wanted to ask for common things like seller paid closing costs, seller concessions, there was no way you were going to get any seller paid closing costs, right? So you paid way more for the house. You didn't get any of this stuff, but the rate was pretty good. All right, well, fast forward to today. If you put the house on the market for $210,000, it's going to sell fairly fast. Well, fairly fast, it might sell in 2 weeks or so. There might be 1 or 2 offers. You don't need to go over list price, so it's probably going to sell in 2 weeks for $210,000. Well, the next thing is all of these things are back. You should and can easily get an inspection done on the house today. If there are some things to fix, it's very common that the seller will fix them. And while we've done this historically for years and years and years, it disappeared the last bunch of years, but seller paid closing costs are back. The typical amount that a buyer would ask for is 3%. 3% of this particular 210 is $6,300. Wow, that's pretty nice. Okay, so you don't overpay, you get to do all this stuff, and you can probably get $6,300 in seller paid closing costs. That's a direct reduction of what you need out of pocket to purchase a house. Okay, well, let's assume a 3% first-time home buyer loan. Okay, same thing, 3% over here. So the monthly payment at 4.75 on $250,000 is $1,265 per month. Now, that's principal and interest only. That is not taxes, that's not insurance, that's just paying back the loan. Okay, most people are going to get this way wrong, but what do you think the payment is at 7.125 on $210,000? Well, the monthly payment is $1,355. Not anywhere near as crazy as most people will have thought. Now, the interest rate is higher. Okay, well, why are interest rates higher? Inflation. Whoop, can't spell. Inflation. Okay, well, obviously we're all experiencing inflation and it stinks. Obviously the Fed is working to reduce inflation, and it will work. It'll just take a little bit, another year, 2 years. But as inflation goes down, interest rates will go down. So there's a huge possibility that the person buying today at 7.125 is probably going to refinance. Probably going to refi probably within the next 2 years. So that will take this payment here and lower it. Again, you might have this payment for a year or two, but then the odds are very high that you're probably going to refinance. Okay? My name is Joe Metzler. I'm with Cambria Mortgage. I can be reached at 651-552-3681. I lend in Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, North Dakota, South Dakota,